All right, we're in. Let's go. Episode 3, man. Let's get it. How you been?
Amazing. How about yourself?
Really good, man. Really good. I've been improving. My sleep quality got way better. I've been eating less, fasting. I'm fasting today. We're actually today in the Islamic calendar. We are at the point in the month, the lunar month, where the moon is basically full. So, what the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to do was fast those 3 days in the middle of the lunar month where the moon is full. It's part of his his acts to fast during the that period of the month. So that's what I'm doing. So I fasted yesterday. I'm gonna fast today and then Monday, tomorrow, or your day today. But yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that it was fasting for the 3 days during the lunar month.
Yeah, it's a fasting. Yeah, I remember you asked me about this before when we had earlier conversations on fasting. And
It
you told me like in Ramadan, like you told me what are the different periods that Muslims where like what are the different periods that Muslims fast. And then I told you Ramadan, I told you Ashura. I remember we met, it was like during Ashura. That's one of the like days, like one of the blessed days of fasting. And then after that there's like many opportunities to fast. But one of the opportunities is like also to fast the three middle days of the lunar month. The moon
yeah.
is basically full, or mostly full. But yeah, I mean, let's go, man. I'm feeling better, man. As long as the more we keep doing this, the better, the higher we go.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just
that
more
simple.
reps, more reps, more reps.
Reps, it's like the gym, man. Bro, nothing beats the discipline of going to the gym for an average person. Like if you can do that for as long as you can and be in the best shape of your life, like fit for life basically, you'll get the discipline to do anything else, like to learn anything, to work in any field. Like it's crazy how much the gym can build someone. Like I've known people whose lives were changed by going to the gym consistently, regularly, staying. Now they're in a better place. But it's about sticking to, I guess, that creed or that discipline of doing the reps, exercises and getting better, getting in better shape, seeing the progress. It's about that consistency. That's what we want to see.
But also that consistency is also like that discipline, the delaying the short term and focusing on the long.
Exactly, delayed gratification and focusing on long-term visions. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's doing the hard thing now to get the easy thing later. Kind of, you can say it. And it gets better and better because the faster you do the hard thing, the easier your life gets.
Not
Because it just
necessarily the faster, the
initially when
more
you
efficient.
start, yeah, when you start though, it's gonna be really hard. Like remember when we started this podcast, it was really hard. But it's
Yeah,
getting easier as the episodes are coming in.
pretty much. Yeah, it's probably like that on your end. It's just like
Yeah, me too. It's like that on my end. Yesterday when I hosted an Amazon seller. He's a content creator, Amazon seller, and businessman. He lives independently in Dubai. He created his own like career and has a whole lifestyle living in Dubai. It's amazing. And he doesn't need to rely on like another employer. He's like independent. You could say like an independent business owner at that point.
that's where it needs to go. I think
That's the way
for
to
a lot
go.
of people.
Well, I would say for every individual. At this point on earth, there's too many resources out there and too much, like, too many ideas that you just, it's not impossible to do it. Like, but people think they have to just keep working for someone else to get their means of income. No, become an independent business owner. Start now. Yes, it's gonna be hard at first, but it gets softer and softer as you, or easier and easier.
Yeah.
I would. Like
But it's not even really at risk if you're trying to get that financial independence. It's more so like, if I take this risk, this outcome can happen, but also all these. But most of the bad stuff doesn't even happen. That's what I don't. That's what people don't understand enough.
they gotta just educate themselves. It just comes with the practice.
But also, I reckon a fair amount of people want to work a 9 to 5 and want to, because it's like there's so many ways out these days. It's like kind of impossible not to.
Yeah. At this point, there's Google, there's YouTube, there's courses that are free and everywhere on the net. There's people out there looking for talent. You should just show up, literally. I feel like at this point, it's easier to start a business than to go to school sometimes. But I feel like in 2024, it should be a lot easier to make money outside of school. Like, I know a lot of friends in school right now. The only reason they're in school is just to get that degree, just to get that title. But they're making so much money on the side. Like, I have a Muslim friend. His name, mashallah, his name is Ahmed Musattat. He's a Syrian guy trying to become a doctor. And this man, he's only like 17, 18. He's like younger than you. And he raised like 500,000 over the last year for Islamic relief funds for Palestine. Bro, just think about it. He raised 500K at the age of 17, 18, while still in school trying to become a doctor.
As long as
That
you've
means
got,
you don't need school to
yeah,
make money, bro. You don't need school to make money. You just need your brain, your mind. But how do you polish it? Don't degenerate it, obviously. You know, you have to. It's another.
but also you're someone who came from the school route. What's also your opinion on the uni? And even though we touched on it last week, what's your point on the uni and like the school and let's just say engineering, or if you want to go to school to be like a doctor, engineer, lawyer, like yourself?
Yeah, but it's a title at the end of the day. It doesn't mean you're making money out of it. It's just a job title. It means it's a post that you took. It's a it's what you're doing in life as a job. But it doesn't mean it's the only source of money, right? Because you can be
Yeah,
making money every like this guy. He's a student. That's his title in life. I'm a student trying to become a doctor. I'm a student at this level doing a bachelor's, master's, or undergrad, or like a I don't know, like a high school diploma. But it doesn't mean he can't make money on the side. And it's encouraged to make money on the side if you use your mind, because it then allows you to think ahead. You're not just going to chase that title for that title. You're gonna make money out of it.
yeah, and you could also maybe use the title to your own advantage while you have it,
Yeah, of course,
and then you can pivot off of that to another. Let's just
100%.
say,
Something
yeah,
better,
better
something
title,
better title, higher value. It's really that simple.
and yeah. I was just thinking, like, if you just put in the hard yards now, it's not going to suck. That's what you said at the start.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about making the hard easy. It's not about making the hard harder. When you're in life, you want to make the hard easier. That's how you get better. That's how you progress. It makes sense, right? Like when we started this podcast, we made things easier on ourselves. When initially we started, it was hard. And now we're at episode 3 because we made things easier. If we made things harder, we probably wouldn't even be here. You see what I mean? So it makes sense. Like it's
Yeah,
one
but
thing at.
you got to have enough perspicacity though, like just to keep on not giving up,
Yeah, 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 I see.
and that's also part of the mindset game.
Gotcha. What are you thinking about?
I got that. I was just thinking, like, you could also make money through, like, as you said, like the guys like through crypto, e-com, even. I'm thinking you can even make money off of client acquisition. I'm just listing I'm just listing campuses from like the real world and that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, like it's really not hard.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But it's just about starting. Starting is hard, you know what I mean? And then like continuing is hard, but it gets easier when the more you're consistent with it. Because you're practicing discipline, you're not practicing motivation. Yes, it takes a spark initially to light a fire, but to keep the fire going, you need fuel. And fuel comes with discipline, consistency.
But also, a part of the thing that the fuel also comes from is, I think, if you're angry also as a man, it just also helps with that, just because it adds an extra bit of not passion, but necessity.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it's actually crazy because anger for a man is kind of also like a lot of driving. It's like a driver emotion, I would say. Not anger, but I would say mostly like temper. Because anger is not a good word. Like I feel like it's a negative word. Temper is the right word. Temper is for a man one of the most powerful emotions, or if not the most powerful emotion, because it's literally the driving emotion for his life. If he knows how to control temper and influence his own temper, then he can do a lot of good things, right? But it's about that influence of your own temper and how you handle it, how you cater it, how you flow with it, and pretty much how you behave with it.
But also, that comes down to you being able to control your own mind and
Yep.
have that stillness of emotions that you can like tap into.
Yeah, with temper, you can tap into your mood, you can tap into emotion management, right? You can tap into your power, like, you know, how strong you can be as a man, your strength, right? Because when something triggers you, right, as a man, if it triggers you from the side of temper, it'll tell you to do something or oblige you to do something. Like you said, there's a necessity that comes out of it, right? It's kind of like fight or flight. Like it's like there's danger out there, and your temper comes in as like trying to make you aware of it, and then you gotta like sort of know how to react in those moments.
But also, now one of the most important these days is just acting in the right way as well with that, because it's a very
100%.
powerful thing to use. Like, I mean, that's how people like Eddie Hall have set like world records for like the 500 kilo deadlift, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just using that for an example because that's the only one
yeah,
that I know
because
of.
like
But
imagine the guy who started his journey on that. Something might have triggered him in life to actually do it. That's the motivational spark. But then after that, it was everyday discipline and his temper telling him, look, if you don't do this, or his emotion telling him, don't do this, or his mind, let's say. But I would say temper is like one of those emotions that like kind of like keeps you on the discipline if you know how to influence it the right way. You see, like an example I would say is like yesterday I was actually out with some good friends of mine. They're older than me, they're in like their 30s, but we had like a birthday dinner. And me as a Muslim, I don't drink. Like I've never, I don't drink. I never drink, and I will never drink. That's
do
just me.
not touch alcohol. I've had,
Yeah,
yeah, do not touch alcohol.
yeah, 100%. So, but some people, for them, it's a normal thing. For them, it's like some people are dependent on it, which I'm not gonna say it sucks. Some people need that to control their temper, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's like temper control, control management. Right? You need certain substances sometimes to control yourself, or else you're just gonna go wreck not just yourself but the world around you and harm people. So, but like the guy, he's like he was trying to be friendly and nice. He's like, yeah, when I'm really tired, I like to drink. I'm like, you know, I'm not. I don't drink. Like he already knows I'm a practicing Muslim, but I just tell him like, me too. When I'm really tired, I need something to relax me. Like I need a relaxant, but I wouldn't take it from that substance like alcohol because it's forbidden. I take it from maybe a cigar because cigars are permitted. as long as they're well made, like there's no toxic substances. But even then, the smell of it and all that, I still kind of don't take it. If anything, a relaxant like herbal tea, maybe, or something like maybe melatonin, like just like you can say like a what's the word? A tamed relaxant. Something that's not gonna make you spark like crazy.
Then just go to the gym. Literally, just go to the
The
gym.
gym,
Make
the
sure you don't
gym,
pass out from your
yeah, the
workout.
gym can relax you too, yeah, for sure. But the gym, it depends. Like some people are like anger lifters, right? They're like high temper lifters, and some people just go to the gym to kind of relax their mind, relax their system, and just get just get back into being in shape, with their exercise.
I mean, which category do you reckon you are? Like an angered lifter, or
I guess at this point in my life, I'd say I'm in the middle. Like I'm not too angry, and I'm not cool. Like I'm kind of like in the middle, so I would say. But maybe sometimes I kind of I get too angry, like because when you're fasting, for example, you don't just fast on food, you also fast on behavior, good, bad behavior. So because you're pushing yourself to a certain limit where you don't need food to function from your day, and you don't need water to function, you kind of have to use now like internal resources, I would say, within your body, mostly your mind, to kind of like avoid being triggered and lashing out. You know, you see what I mean?
yeah, it's really just residual stuff you haven't completed, really,
Exactly.
as well.
That's what it is. You can also fast on sleep. I realized this. There's not just fasting on food, you can also fast on sleep, meaning like consciously reducing the number of hours you sleep because you think that sleep is kind of hindering a part of you. Like I said before, there's you can feed your body sleep, and it's actually making it more dead than alive, when you wake up. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you can feed the dark side of you when you sleep too much. That's what I'm saying. Oversleeping is makes you. Some people experience this, and like when they oversleep, what happens? They wake up, they're like, I'm so lazy because they broke the limit of their sleep. You understand? There's a
yeah.
fine tuning. There's literally a fine tuning in everything in life, and I feel like there's a self-correcting algorithm for each human being to fine tune their own existence for their bodies, for their minds, and for their souls. That's what I truly believe.
That'd be actually an interesting experiment to think about, really. Like how much till they go to that dark side whenever they oversleep, or just trying to find the right limits for each person.
Yeah. Well, it's just focus on yourself. Don't go into every person because when you find it for yourself, you'll have the algorithm for you can generalize for everyone. But the thing is, you'd have to be aware enough, not just of yourself, but people around you to be able to do it for others, for their better sake, for their betterment.
I just thought it'd be an interesting experiment.
Yeah, I would. So how's your day, man?
I only just woke up.
Yeah, but what are you thinking? Like, yeah, I'm always like, I'm trying to like see, get like I'm trying to hear you out. Sometimes you're just looking this way, you're looking that way. I don't know what you're thinking.
There's a lot of, yeah.
Just say it out, man. Just say everything that you have in your mind.
I need to make 10 grand the next month. Like
You're
another
saying
10 grand.
you're getting
I need to go up to like another 10 grand.
the next month. That's crazy. So you're thinking about how you're gonna do that.
Effectively, yeah.
That's actually smart. What's your plan for?
I don't know. I'm thinking of. I know it's already like super. What's it called? What's the word? Like the field is like got that many competitors in it, but it's also I've got a bunch of views. Well, not. I've got pretty much like the ability to sell people stuff like really easily.
Nice.
Gift of the gab or whatever, but I've also done a lot of training in it. Just
That's
thinking, I could probably sell it through fitness, which would be the cheapest and also most effective way with zero money. I'm trying to do it with like no capital.
but
Thinking that would probably,
how would that happen? With
I don't
starting
know,
with
just
zero. That's crazy.
That's all you need is a computer, your mind, and well, all you need is a phone and your mind. That's all you need. Because then you can write down the programs, you can jump on a call from once every 2 weeks for 15 minutes, and then, yeah, just maintain, and it's just a subscription rolling over
Makes sense.
based on their paying.
Actually, that would be smart. Like monetizing, inviting people to this podcast every week. If they want to get a host here, or they want to be hosted, they pay one time fee or subscription if they want to be hosted a certain amount of times, and we can delegate. You know, that'd be smart. But we have to get this podcast up enough and popular enough to be able to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another one.
Oh, I know there's a bunch of Muay Thai boys and basically all those guys in Koh Samui want to jump on, as well as like people in Miami. There's like one in New York. There's yeah, and
Okay,
also
let's try to get them next week. Try to get one of them next week. This week I'm gonna be focusing on the guy in Dubai that I know. Next week I'll be focused on what you guys want on your side. So at least we can
yeah,
alternate, you know. Well,
I need to recover his number. That's my problem.
oh, well, if it
Yeah.
happens, it happens. I don't know.
Well, I'm currently on a mission of trying to get his number back.
Oh, you had his number before. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few ways of how this can happen. Last resort, go to Miami and do it myself.
Yeah, if you have the means for it, why not? And if you
Yeah, I'm
think it's
saying that's
good,
my
if you
last
have the
resort.
means for it and you know it's a really good investment to boost the podcast, do it, man. And they'll respect you for that. You should just have enough of a good presentation. If you want, I can print labels. We can make labels for this podcast. I'll give you a hat, maybe some stickers or something, so you can actually look like someone who's working for One Defies Audio, and you know what I mean,
Yeah,
or at least represent because we're kind of both co-founders at this point, like me and you, like you know.
yeah. I'm
So
just trying
yeah,
to think.
yeah.
That would be
I
my
mean, what's
last
what's the
resort.
best bet? That's the thing. What's the best bet?
Yeah, just boost it, market it. Yeah.
I mean, we don't have time, man. Like you said, next month we have to be 10K plus.
Oh no, that was just in the viewers.
No, like I'm talking 10K cash, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I was just.
Oh, you want 10K views on the reels? Because we achieved
Yeah,
1K
I sent you a
last week.
message with that all in it.
You know what's crazy is last week we achieved 1K on one of our reels in like
Yeah, I saw
24
that on
hours
TikTok. It was
with 15 followers on the page. We got 1K.
power of
And we got
TikTok.
20 reshares, more than 25 plus likes with 15 followers, 1K views. It's just that simple, man. Like, yeah, you just have to fine tune yourself, fine tune your own. The algorithm outside will recognize it. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, because those guys doing developing that stuff, they know what they're doing. Those guys are really smart. They analyze your behavior down to the T.
It's a sometimes it can be a bit over the top,
No, it's always self-correcting. There's no upper bound.
but also you can maybe mention that maybe it's based on the other person's point of views that it doesn't seem too over the top. I'm just trying to put it like in a basic middle ground as well, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah,
know for
exactly.
YouTube
I
like you
mean,
can't
what I
swear
mean by
after a certain amount of time,
self-correcting,
that
yeah,
sort of stuff, and yeah.
yeah. Sorry. What I mean by self-correcting is that like if it tries to go at an upper bound, that's how it stays like stable, kind of like a wave.
And I guess all the top YouTubers would be using that system to their own advantage as well.
Sure. It's just move. At the end of the day, move with a good heart. Move with a pure heart, because we're all like human beings that are capable of extraordinary things, and it's amazing. Like the more you work on yourself, the more you work on just getting a good heart and acting on it and putting things out there, value people will value that. That's how you're supposed to behave, and then you just go up, 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 and then if you're hitting something too high over the top, you're gonna come a little down. But when you hit that lower, or you come closer to that lower, you're gonna hit something, and then it's gonna bring you back up. It's like it's a wave at the end of the day. There's always an upper bound and lower bound. The best would be to make your upper bound and lower bound as close as possible, so your wave becomes a straight line. When it becomes a straight line, to the the you get to the final destination as fast as possible. Because at the end of the day, the quickest way from point A to point B is a straight line, not a wave. You know,
But then again, you can add it's a
that's
bit of
in
human
Islam.
nature in there as well. It's a
Yeah,
little
and
bit. It's a bit of
Islam
flavour
we
of human
call
nature.
this. Yeah, and Islam we call this sirat, the straight path. Sirat is called literally. It's translated to the straight path. Fastest way from point A to point B is a straight path, straight line, not a wave, not a sine function, not a zigzag, not going backwards.
At least you're
Just
still moving.
I mean, you have to move or else you're dead. If you're not
Yeah, but I'm
moving,
saying at
you're
least you're better off
dead.
going backwards than staying still.
You're still moving, yeah, of course, but you're not progressing. For sure, you're degenerating.
Yeah, but also you can if you've at least got a little bit of momentum, you can redirect the whole momentum in another way.
Yeah, yeah, but don't do that if you know you're in the right track and on the straight path.
Yeah. Oh no, 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 I'm just saying if you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah, if you're going the wrong way, then you recognize it. Yes, of course, there right away you'll you know self correct. But then you're kind of seeing your path as a wave or maybe a zigzag, or you hit like a corner.
Still better than not getting there.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, we all want to get there. We all want to get to paradise, right? So you just got to go on the sirat. What's crazy is like this happens again after we die and be resurrected. It happens again. Like God will put us back on that straight path, and you will literally see everything in front of you. You'll see heaven facing you, which is your destination, and below you, you'll see hell. And then your straight path is literally an invisible, almost like non-existent line, but it's still there, and you have to cross that line. It's like a bridge to heaven, basically. It's a really fine line. The bridge to heaven is a really fine, almost invisible, and can only be seen with the believer's light, or with the believer's good heart. That's how it is.
So anything's really up for interpretation. Like,
No, 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 no. I am trying to detail as much as I know based on like the hadith and the Quran. I'm not interpreting anything. I'm just
oh no, no,
giving
no.
you.
I'm just because you said it's based on their own. Like, it's limited by their mind from what it's from the sound of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The understanding of Islam is limited by everyone's mind, by anyone's mind, sorry. Because when you're learning something new, right, you have to, as much as you can, train your mind to accept it, train your mind to understand it, to like it's a never-ending learning journey, right? Just like life in general, but we say that it's both deen and dunya, like it's Islam and life. So you get to win in this world and you get to win in the.
Well, I guess also in Islam it takes such a like massive, not toll, but takes like a massive like effect on your life that you need to that it becomes like a what is it? It's your life and Islam as well.
Yes, that's how it is, exactly, because Islam promises a life after this life. So if you don't finish what you started with Islam in this life, your next even if you do win in this life, your next life is void. And the reason I know this is if you ask some people just this question, you ask them, okay, so what happens after you die? They say, well, it's a blank death. You don't see anything. How Muslims interpret this is, or how Islam interprets this. Sorry, is if you see void after you die, it means your death is black. That means like You don't see anything after it, which is a state of hopelessness. It's a state of like there's no light after you die. Think about it. You're just you're you're living, and after when you die, that's it. There's no hope. So Allah says if you say that to yourself, if you say that after you die there's nothing, then the destination is going to be hell because you're making it hell for you after you die for yourself when you say that there's nothing after death. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a really logical reasoning. You don't want to say that. You want to have hope after you die. You want to have hope that there's a better life after this life. And it's a cyclical thing too. Think about it. Like when you think you're nearing death, all of a sudden you start praying. And then something happens and then your life gets saved. Now
That's just the
imagine
human spirit, though.
it is,
Like,
but it's also an example that Allah gives us, right? Because He's the one who created the human spirit. So like every
we,
man is created from God's breath. Every man's spirit is created from God's breath. That's how it's written.
it's like that in every religion. It's written like that in every religion as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to achieve a convergent point here about this point being seen in all religions, as you said, that God's breath is in every man's spirit. It's that simple. The fact that we are alive, He gives us an example in this life. To keep us alive, He makes us breathe. So if you stop breathing, you're dead. It's an example, and He automated that for us too. Like we don't have to think about breathing, which is crazy. You know what I mean? It just goes to show there's a creator that's in charge of this, in charge of our spirit. But alhamdulillah, like I'm happy, like I get to talk about this with you, like at such a simple level. It's amazing.
Well, I guess that's the choice of school. Sometimes you just gotta, yeah, it get you on tracks that you don't even know where you're gonna end up, and here we are. Because I
Yeah,
studied Islam quite heavily in school.
interesting. Yeah, 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 that's good. Yeah, you
Like,
told me that.
good old SOR assignments. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Denyin, bro, if you have a community of brothers, Muslim brothers around you, reach out to them and get to know them more, and express your sincerity, and just say Bismillah, and you can start your journey as a Muslim. Or if you want, if you have enough money, man, come overseas, come to Montreal, look for a place to live here, bro. I'd be happy to show you my friends, my revert friends too. We go to the gym here, like we're taking care of ourselves, we're making money, like we're living our dream. It's really that, like, and we never let one of our men down. Like if someone needs food, I can call my Muslim friend to be like, yo, I need food. He'll literally deliver it to me for free because I
But also, I
return
guess that's part
favors.
of the brotherhood, though.
Yeah, but it's also I return favors to him too. So if he needs anything, he contacts me. If not, I just give it to him as a gift and he accepts it. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he used to accept gifts whenever it was given to him. He would accept gifts. And I would gift people that I think have good hearts, and also people that are inclining towards Islam. I'd give them good gifts because that's my nature, and I'm trying to follow the Prophet as much as I can, peace be upon him. And it's a good thing in life. Like it leads to progress, not just for yourself, but for humanity.
That's, yeah, very true. Like, I'm just thinking, yeah, like how little that one thing can change someone's life is just
Yeah,
that little
it's
thing, that little gift was just
and
life changing for some people, or yeah, we'll just completely flip the script for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to be careful about the percent.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with everything within means. So.
Yeah, of course, because it's the source of life. Like water, water is the source of life. In the Quran, it's written, وَخَلَقْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. We created from water everything that is alive and living. So, taking caution of protecting, not wasting water, purifying water. Right? There's like purification systems out there. When you drink that water, there's like reverse osmosis.
Yeah,
There's
that's the stuff.
gravity-based filtering. There's, when I talk to people, I'm like, you guys still drink tap water? They're like, yeah, but like, it's not the way of the refined man. The refined man takes care of the water that he drinks, right, and the water that he has too, and does not let it go to waste. It's really a sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and not just him, but like even the prophets before, right? Moses, Abraham, Jesus.
I reckon that'd be interesting to see like the Christian versus the Muslim views on certain things for another episode.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing too. Like, it's a good thing too because it leads to progress for both sides.
And yeah, it just opens up brand new doors and brand new possibilities that people haven't even thought about.
Yeah, think about it. Like, some discussions I had with intellectual Christians, Jews, had led me to do crazy things in life. And that's where I am today as a spacecraft, software engineer. From having these deep discussions, not just in religion, but in just like anything in life, to be honest.
Do you have like maybe one of them in mind or that's happened and
As a Christian, another Christian friend. Yeah, actually, once I had an opportunity to visit a Christian artist. Well, he's a deep in his faith, but as an artist, he does Afro music, which is music inspired from like Afro cultures. So like Nigeria, Namibia, South Africa, like and such. That man uh, uses his spirit to make the music. Like literally, he's like, "Yo, we have to pray before we start going on stage." And this guy, I was like, "I can't pray with you because I'm a Muslim of faith, and we don't pray the same way." He's like, "Still try to join us in prayer." And these guys were in a circle and they prayed, and at the end, they're like praying to Jesus. But I was like, I can't say Jesus, so I just said it like I just prayed to God, like because objectively, it's God. It can't be a man. God has to be incomparable to a man. Like God is incomparable to his creation. We don't compare, we don't associate, we don't put labels, no partners, nothing. God is it's his own entity. That's what we believe in, so we can't and whenever someone says like all praise to Jesus, that's wrong. You can't say that. You have to say all praise be to the one creator, the sustainer, the person who has put man into existence, or the being. Sorry, person is not really the right word because we associate person to man, but being would be more of less an associate. It's at the end of the day, it's about like I said, no associations, no partners, no labels, no images, no no writings, nothing compares to Allah. That's the definition. But yeah, we had a good time. That guy. We shared a couple of values. He really enjoyed me as just having me backstage, listen to his music, his show, and we can vibe together. We have like really really soft frequencies. In ourselves, like we can feel like soft vibes, soft frequencies, but we can actually, I feel like, make some music that's gonna have an impact on people around. Yeah, and there's like this new music genre called Afro Toxic, which is pretty crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but yeah, he invented it, and I try to like help him out with the guitar. I can show you my guitar actually. Let me show you that. I've never shown you my guitar. I have a jazz guitar. It looks like a Gibson, but it's not. There's no label on it. If you want to see, cool. Pretty sick, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of one of those bass guitars, really. Just from
Yeah,
how it's built.
yeah, but like, what's crazy is that guitars just like where it came down to, it's literally a string that you're vibrating and that's turning into a wave, and that wave turns into mechanical sounds, and that sounds affect human beings and influence them. Pretty sick, right?
Yeah, but also the amount of ways you can also do it without a string, or like it's just
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
sound,
As
and
I
like how
said, the
sounds are
best.
affected. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It sounds really.
like how sounds can literally affect the mind just due to the vibrations and, as you said, the mechanical waves. And
It's pretty sick.
I've got to get going.
Yeah. 48. No, 48 minutes. I think we have a good. We had a good episode, man.
Oh, I don't even know
Talked
where we're gonna
about a
go with
lot
the
of
next
things.
one.
We talked about a lot of things, bro. Let's try to get some good highlights here, and then keep pushing the content. All right, that's it. End of episode 3. I think we're gonna name this episode. We're gonna name it. I don't know.
I'd
Waves. I
also
don't know.
think if we could charge them like $100 a month for like